Good evening, my people, the people that really watch in the Rokani Media Football. We're here with what we call the match preview of Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, as they obviously play this team in the next 24 hours from now. Smash like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Arsenal kickstart off their season at the Emirates, where they host Wolverhampton Wanderers in their first game of the season. And last season, they went ahead to win their opening game of the season by 2-1 at the Emirates. Now, they are coming in through with a lot of energy, enthusiasm to obviously hate this and take it to the next level, and obviously make it a point that it really pays off results that are really hugely expected at the club of Arsenal. So as it stands, Arsenal are really working hard. Arsenal are really working hard to obviously commence their season on a high, and they want to do the due diligence. Now, we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. Remember, we are powered by Mono Gadgets. Mono Gadgets are dealers in phones, laptops, and they're dealers in phones, laptops. Those are brand new ones, and even if you want to use one from the UK, they also have them at your disposal. So go ahead, obviously put in a required shift, and obviously call them on +256 70 99 88 665 to see that everything really goes as unplanned, and do the needful to obviously follow them on TikTok at Mono Gadgets, and they will obviously offer you the best of the best into the mix. Now, Arsenal is taking on this side, and we all know that Wolverhampton Wanderers is really going to be a tricky side. But Arsenal comes into this game of football without Kieran Tierney and Tomiyasu. The rest of the players are readily available and fit to play. For the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers, Semedo got a red card in the closing game of the Premier League, and he's having a suspension. Then they're not having Leon Chiwone, he's having an ankle injury. They're not having Enzo Gonzalez, he suffered an ACL injury, and they're not having Sasa Kalazidic, who is having a cruciate injury into the mix. So that is how Wolverhampton Wanderers is. But the likes of Lemina, Nels, and very many others are really readily available. That Daniel Podence is back, Matthias Cunha is into the mix, and however much they're really having niggles, the manager expects them to be available to obviously play against Arsenal tomorrow. Mikel Arteta is going to obviously conduct what we call the match. It's called the pre-match press conference. He has going to obviously say lots of things about it. Now, allow me go into this predicted starting 11 for the club of Arsenal and see how Arsenal is really going to obviously coming through to play into this beautiful game of football. The system that Arsenal is really well accustomed to, and what most of you have gone ahead to know them about, is a 4-3-3. That is the system that Arsenal really has gone ahead obviously future into a lot. In goal, we know the usual suspect. That is David Raya is going to come in and restart in between the stitches of Arsenal, and that's how he's really going to be there. And I believe that he's one of those goalkeepers that have gone ahead to hugely improve the side of Arsenal, and is really doing wonders, and a lot is really going to be happening into the mix. After that, the right back with Julian Timber back, and he trained with the club of Arsenal. We believe that he's not going to start onto the right back position, and I think it's going to be Benjamin White to do the due diligence to start onto that right position of Arsenal as the right back. Left back, Carafiori into the mix. There is Jakub Kivio, Julian Timber, and I believe it's going to be Zinchenko to take over that position as a left back for the club of Arsenal. And when you look at the central defense partnership, I think it's obviously going to be maintaining Saliba on the right side of the central defense and Gabriel Magalhaes on the left side of the central defense. That is how the back five of Arsenal is really going to look, according to me. That's how it's going to look, and that's how it looked against Bayern Leverkusen, and that's how it looked against Lyon. And the manager is not looking to make any changes into his starting 11, and I believe that's going to be the back five for the club of Arsenal. After that back five, obviously, let's go to the midfield. I believe that Thomas Partey is going to come in through and play as a CDM. right, into that game of football, because we believe that he has shown better attributes, and he really gives a lot to the club of Arsenal. And when I saw him really post about on his Instagram about the game of football that is going to be played on Saturday, that is tomorrow at the Emirates, I was like, looks like he's not going to be leaving the club of Arsenal. Even the rumors linking him out from Arsenal have going to hit obviously die a natural death, meaning that Arsenal is going to obviously come up with the resolution that we are going to obviously have Thomas Partey here, play for 1 year, and obviously let him go as a free agent. Then alongside who? Obviously he's going to be playing alongside Declan Rice into that midfield to obviously get in the best of the best from Declan Rice, because Declan Rice, by the way, looks better when he's playing as a box-to-box midfielder. But last season, even as a CDM, he really did well, because for the vast majority of the season, he played as a CDM. He played as a CDM for the club of Arsenal. And there are those games where Jorginho came in through, obviously he played as a CDM, but most of the games he played for Arsenal, he played as a CDM. But we all know how good he is when he is a box-to-box midfielder. He finds himself into good scoring positions, and don't be shocked on when is the date? On the 17th, when this guy is really among the people that are going to obviously score goals, right, for the club of Arsenal. So the other one, Captain Fantastic, Martin Odegaard, is going to complete the midfield three of Arsenal into the game they're going to be playing on Saturday. So I believe that's going to be the midfield three of Arsenal: Partey, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard. But for Partey and Rice, I believe them to obviously come up and obviously exchange those roles. Sometimes Partey will be as a CDM, and maybe sometimes will be played as a number 8, depending on who is really going to be found into that exact position that we are really talking about. You understand? So that is really important to note as far as this is really concerned. Then we go to the right forward. Obviously, it's going to be Bukayo Saka, no doubt about him. Very, very, very sharp ever since he came in through from the holidays, and he really looked great into the team of Arsenal. On the left, that's where the competition is, Martinelli versus it's Martinelli vs Trossard. But we all know how much Arteta really loves Gabriel Martinelli, and I'll be shocked if at all Leandro Trossard starts this game of football. But I believe when you're to talk about who is really in epic form, Trossard looks more sharp than Martinelli. But I believe the manager is really going to go with Gabriel Martinelli into the mix. Then leading the line, there is a battle of Jesus and Kai Havertz. And there is one player who is really undroppable at Arsenal right now, and that player goes by the names of Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is undroppable at the club of Arsenal. When you look at their team, he really plays good, and he has going to hit to show intent that he can really score goals for the club of Arsenal in any way possible. And I believe that the manager won't really start Jesus if at all Trossard, if at all he wants to obviously get Kai Havertz as a number 9. And what I'm saying is simple. That midfield might see one of those players dropped out, like Thomas Partey, and maybe Kai Havertz might be dropped in the midfield for Jesus to start, meaning that for Jesus to start, Kai Havertz has to be playing into the midfield. But for Jesus, all you have to do is simple. If the manager doesn't really see you as a striker that can really start and really give you and give him what he wants, then go ahead and put in the required shift. Every time you come on, do the due diligence, score those goals, and the rest will be history. So for me, I understand that it's all good for the club of Arsenal, and how the selection headache continues to obviously take on the manager called Mikel Arteta. When you look at Wolverhampton Wanderers, we expect Sa in goal, Doherty right back, Atul Nouri left back, then Musiquera and Totti the central defense, Salabia, Lemina, and Gomez into the 3-man midfield. Then Podence, Chuna, and Hwang are really going to be leading the line. As a point to X, Chuna was linked to the club of Manchester United before they obviously went in for Joshua Zirkzee. But I believe that's going to be the starting 11 for the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, Let's go to the head-to-head stats. Arsenal have won each of their last 6 Premier League matches against Wolverhampton Wanderers, their joint longest winning run against them in the competition. Also 6 on a row from 2003 to 2011. Secondly, Wolverhampton Wanderers have won just one of their 13 away top flights visits to Arsenal. 4 draws and 8 losses, winning 2-1 the Emirates in November 2020 under Nuno Espirito Santo. Arsenal have scored in each of their last 33 meetings with Wolverhampton Wanderers in all competitions since a 1-0 home loss in February 1979. It's both the Gunners' longest scoring stretch against an opponent and Wolves' longest run without a clean sheet against a side in their respective histories. So Arsenal just goes ahead to annihilate the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Fourthly, Arsenal have won their opening Premier League match in each of the last 2 seasons, beating Crystal Palace in 2022-2023 and Nottingham Forest last season by 2-1. The Gunners last started their home season with a win 3 seasons ago in a row between 2007 to 2008 and 2009 to 2010. So can they win their 3 opening games of the season for 3 consecutive seasons? We wait and see whether it's really gonna go as planned. Then lastly, Wolves have lost their opening Premier League game in each of the last 3 seasons. They've never started a league season with a defeat in 4 seasons in a row in their history. This is where it really becomes tricky, and you ask yourself, how is Arsenal really gonna go onto it? Because they need the best of the best to come in through and obviously put in the Rokani shift altogether. So those are the match stats that I'm going to obviously collect in here for you, and now you know where Arsenal lies when it comes to the history of this fixture. But I believe Arsenal is going to win this game of football by 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. 3-1 is going to be the result for the side of Arsenal for me, and I believe that team can come out and really do wonders. Arsenal are really going to dominate possession and really try to play what we call a high press, and Wolverhampton Wanderers too will try to play what we call a counter-attacking kind of game to obviously stop the side of Arsenal. So your reactions to that are welcome in the comment section below. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. Continue to subscribe so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We out. Bye bye, and I think we are really going to be doing something great for the side of Arsenal and see how the season is really going to be starting. But United opens up today with a game against a side known as Fulham, a side that is really very deadly and choked very many big sides last season. So guys, we out. We call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about this video and what your thoughts are about Arsenal this season. And I'm going to be obviously coming up with my thoughts about the season, who I expect to win the trophy, my favorite goal scorers, defenders, and so on and so forth. So may the living to God bless you abundantly, and may Allah bless you abundantly. We out. See you later. Bye bye.